This is the rotor for the automatic winding system, and if you have a look over there, you probably see there is a huge amount of play here in the pivot. Today I would like to give you some advice on what to look for when buying a vintage Rolex, the pros and cons. And I'm going to disassemble this one, and let's see what you can look for when you want to purchase well, such a timepiece. I really like this one. It is supposedly from 1954. So that's well, a good example of a vintage Rolex. So always, before you buy a vintage Rolex, have a good inspection. See what it looks like and do your homework. See what it's supposed to look like. That is important. And as you probably will see during the disassembly, always leave space in your budget for repair of maintenance. Don't spend all your money on just the purchase, because once you buy a Rolex, a vintage Rolex, you want to enjoy it, and it has to be running in perfect condition. So please leave some space in your budget for repair, maintenance, just to be sure. And of course, the pros of a vintage Rolex: they are available and they are affordable. That's a good thing. But do your homework and make sure you know what it's supposed to look like on the inside as well as the outside. And always, always, always just ask if the seller can open it. You don't have to be a watchmaker to see if something is wrong. If there's one shiny part and the rest is a bit dull, you see there is something going on there, something fishy. So just ask, can you please open it so I can have a look to the movement, at the movement. Maybe there is a different movement in there. So the inside of a watch is at least as important as the outside. And let's have a closer look. There are different types of Rolex. And here you can see the case back. So this is a bubble back. Mid-1950s, and let's open it. Make sure you have a close look at the case back, because we've got several Rolexes here that have been opened hammer style, and that's just plain horrible. Here is the case back, and if we have a look, you see this ring inside there. So we already know there is some play in the rotor for the automatic winding system. No doubt about it. Some marks from previous watchmakers. And just looks authentic. And here the different style case back from the 1950s. This is the rotor for the automatic winding system, and if you have a look over there, you probably see there is a huge amount of play here in the pivot. A small detail I really do like is this is the screw that is securing the rotor, and the screw is secured with another tiny screw, and underneath we will see different holes. So when the main screw is secured, then you'll find the proper hole for that little screw, and I really do love that. Some old grease and lubrication, so this watch really needs to be cleaned. Here we already see, you don't have to be a watchmaker, that there is a clip and there is a piece of spring, and here is the other one broken. That's supposed to be there. So there is still another one missing, because there were 4 and there are only 2 left. Let's have a closer inspection to the watch dial. Well, here is some discoloration, and I thought it was a bit oxidized, but when I have a look now, it is way more shiny than the rest. It might be some old oil that's been put in, which is quite horrible, but still. And if we have a closer look, somebody just put in oil and it came, oh wow. Somebody sprayed oil in the movement, and so much that it came out on the dial, and that is the reason why this print that used to be there is gone. So the good news is this yellow stain can probably be removed, but the amount of oil is insane. And it is true that a watch needs lubrication, but in the right amount and in the right place. And this is a fish and chip movement at the moment. What I'm trying to do is with an oiler, a dry oiler, not adding more oil, to see how it reacts, but it looks like it's been done such a long time ago that it's all dried up. So I really have to think how to solve this. And there is, oops, look, the dial all in one piece, thank God. And that is interesting, because I was expecting a huge amount of oil underneath the watch dial, and there isn't. But there's a lot of debris. Look in there, look at that. Oh wow. There is a lot going on there. It's just the dial feet there. But I will get that in perfect condition again. I'll tape it for you. What is going on? That there's a huge amount of oil stuff on the dial and nothing in here. Let's see. First thing first, the yoke is beautiful. Oh, look at that. Fibers and hair. And this is when you see it's original. The blued screws are heat treated. So here you can see the inside of the screw is still blue, and after the heat treatment they polished the screw heads to a black polish. Look at that. That is just beautiful. Just look at that part. So well made. First I'm going to remove this spring. And then I'm going to lift this sweep second pinion, which is incredibly long. So I'm going to put it straight out. There we are. Let's just pick this up. There we are. That is going to be a very nice pellet fork. I just lifted this bridge. You have a beautiful pellet fork. Do you see it? On the pellets. It's been quite some time since it's seen some lubrication. There it is. Oh wow. We definitely need to pre-rinse this before it goes into the cleaning machine, because that is just horrible. Such old lubrication. There we are. Here the same number. Nice. Well, all original, which is a good thing. Here's well, pivots all seem okay. And here the delicate perlage on the main plate. I haven't seen the missing spring yet, so that probably tells us that it was broken. I want to have a close look on the automatic winding module. So for sure it's in need of a complete overhaul. Well, that's the main thing when buying a vintage Rolex. Simply do your homework, know what you're buying. Does it look right? Does it even feel or hear right? Because usually when a client comes in here with a fake Rolex, you can hear the bracelet. Well, if you're a bit experienced, we already hear it's a different material. It's just not a real bracelet of a Rolex from that period. So let's open the barrel and see what the spring looks like. Well, again in need of some new graphite grease, but it does look like a modern spring. But we have a look. I'm not sure about the value, Carbet, because we don't sell any watches here. It is a modern type spring. We're going to replace it anyway. But there's the main barrel. Oh, look at that. That is just use a bit of packwood so don't make any scratches. But it is in need of a very good clean. Well, that's it for me for tonight. Again, when you're buying a vintage watch, Rolex, please do your homework and know what to expect. Please leave some space in your budget for maintenance or repair, and have a look at the movement. Let the seller open the case back, just have a look, and your gut feeling will tell you immediately it seems okay or it isn't. And please ask a second opinion. When you buy an automobile, well, you'll have a look from if everything is alright. Same with watches. Please have a look under the hood and see what it's like. Well, again, thank you all so much for being here with me tonight. My name is Kalle Slaap and I'm a watchmaker here in the Netherlands. And we're doing this stream for over 4 years now. Every Tuesday, 8:30. Every Thursday, 8:30. The member stream, the green code, making watch parts. This watch will be okay. And even the spring we have here in store. So again, all thank you so much and enjoy your evening. See ya.